A to the K.
to the K.
A to the K.
Hello, one and all. Welcome to the A2theK Wrestling Show, where we're giving you some really early match card predictions for WWE Clash at the Castle. It's on our home turf. Home turf,
Yeah,
Anthony.
it is. Well, kind of.
Well, the UK, you know.
Kind
It
of.
counts. It counts. So it might not be in England. It's in Wales. It's in old Cardiff. But yeah,
A fine
it's over
location,
here.
though.
And what it means is, similar to the Saudi shows, is we get to watch it at a reasonable time, Anthony, which is all we care about.
Yay!
People don't understand
Exactly.
the dedication that we don't have anymore because we're old to stay up and watch these things live. We have to catch them the next day.
Fuck that.
When we were young, I remember we used to stay up every night and watch everything till 4 a.m. and still get up for like
fair,
college and school.
Considering we're middle-aged men now, we still stayed up for Mania.
We did, although I'm still
the
feeling
Rumble.
that now. I'm not going to lie. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's. I'm tired now forever. But
Permanently tired is what we are.
maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the 2 nights a year that we actually stay up till 4 in the morning that's making us permanently tired.
That's it. We just never have recovered. Must be.
I mean, we did get to a point. Was it this year when it was like WrestleMania's over 2 nights? Fuck that.
Yeah. Like, maybe I'll stay up on this Saturday. And then we were like,
I think we picked the right night, though, didn't we? Because we got the Cody night. That's the one we stayed up for.
yeah. And yeah, there's no chance for staying up and then doing work the next day. It's not built that way anymore, you know. See, Anthony's yawning now.
Built different.
Usually that's meant as a positive, isn't it? I'm built different. It's like, yeah, old as balls is what it means. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to come out with some predictions. So our kind of winner predictions series tends to do quite well. A lot of people really seem to like those. So we thought, since next week we won't be here, again, we know. Sorry about that. We thought we would try a match card prediction. So without further ado, let's jump in to the ones that have been announced. So first and foremost, we've got Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship of the World. Or something. It's called something like that. So yeah, fairly early predictions on this one, Anthony. What do you think? What do you think's going to happen?
Based on the current situation, Drew versus Roman, Roman's going to win.
Think so?
Yep.
I could see Drew getting a win here, you know.
I don't know, man. Like, as much as it's nice to see that the crowd aren't just booing him out the building anymore, I don't think Drew's the guy to topple the reign that they've put on Roman.
Yeah, I mean, I get that completely, but also he is going to be in the UK. I imagine he'll be massively over in the UK, and I'm wondering. I'm still clinging on to this.
Wales.
It's not Wimbledon. He's not Andy Murray. They'll take him in as
if
one
he
of
wins,
their own.
he's British.
The Brit. If he loses, they're Scot. But yeah, I am still clinging on to this potential hope that we're going to split the belt. So I could see Drew winning this, and then somehow, some way, it's like, oh no, actually this was only for one of the belts. You didn't read the contract properly or whatever.
How good would that be, though? Like, let's say he snuck the win, right, and he tries to walk away with both belts, and then you get a Heyman promo.
Yeah.
From that.
Just absolutely like
the contract
nuclear
clearly
heat.
said for the WWE title or whatever.
Yeah.
For the Universal one. Is still ours and all that kind of stuff. I'd be fucking.
Well,
yeah, like say heat magnet. It's just whether they'd want to have Roman take a loss at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it depends how it happens with shenanigans or.
You know?
I'm obviously just thinking back to Brett versus Davey, for example, for the IC title, and it was obviously the pop that Davey got, and the hell of a match it was, and the atmosphere and stuff like that. I can see them trying to replicate that in some way, and obviously with all the rumours of doing a draft pretty hastily after Clash of the Castle, makes me think, well, as part of this draft, actually, there's going to be a belt on each show again.
That could make a bit of sense. I think my fear, and I say fear because I would prefer a clean match, but my fear would be that we're going to get shenanigans. We've already got Carrion involved in the main event scene. Like, so are we going to get him causing the loss for Roman? So that sets up Roman versus him. Drew goes off with his one belt to Raw.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then, you know, it's a shame it'd have to be with shenanigans, is all I'm saying. But I feel like that's probably what they're going to do, shenanigan-wise.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's one of them. Like, they could just absolutely have Roman win again, which I think everyone would be okay with, or they could really try and capitalise on the home crowd
it would
advantage.
definitely get, like, people are expecting Roman to keep the reign going, so I suppose the pop
Roman's
will
Reigns.
always be exactly Roman Reigns, quite literally, and I feel like you wouldn't get as big a pop, certainly, if Roman wins. So if they want that reaction, it has to be Drew, but it's whether a one-time reaction in the UK is worth ruining the 700 odd day run they've had for Roman.
Yeah, exactly. Which really it is questionable, isn't it? But as I say, I'm still clutching onto straws that that's going to happen. But yeah, you're probably right. It's probably going to be a Roman win.
You'd rather see him swinging that belt than the sword. So you're like, yeah, let's
yes.
make that happen. Let's make all that happen.
Yes, I would. I'd rather see him swinging the belt. Yeah. So on to the next one that's been announced is we're going to get Liv Morgan taking on Shayna Baszler for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Pretty straightforward, this one. I can't see them having Liv lose so soon.
Concerns me because Liv should win, right? And this is no disrespect to your fave, Carl, because she should win purely because she needs to have a bit of a title run and she needs to establish herself. But this is another one where it's like, is it gonna even seem realistic?
I mean, to be fair, Shayna
should tear through it, really.
Shayna's not the monster that she was a year ago. Like, she has been on quite a few losing efforts.
A doll or something. I can't remember how that one went.
God,
did she even win? Did the doll just scare the shit out of her? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think the doll went over, yeah.
Ruined the doll, wasn't it? Charlotte didn't give a shit. She was like, it's just a doll.
Well,
Shayna was like,
Yeah, we didn't really get any revenge for that either, did we? I'm sure that'll come when Charlotte returns. But yeah, I feel like I don't really know where they're going with Liv. I hated the decision to have her win the way she won. And obviously that's turned the fans against her already, which is not what she needed anyway.
Lean into it, man. Go heel.
Babyface champ. But
I feel like to make my solution to everything. Go heel.
Just turn them heel. But like, you can't have Liv go heel against Shayna because no one will ever look at Shayna as a face. So it just, I feel like
that's the whole biting thing.
Liv's gonna win, but whether or not they do something again where she flukes it or she should have lost or something is my fear. That they're going to continue this, she shouldn't really have the belt because she's lost it twice now, but she's somehow still got it thing that they're trying to do. So I don't think she'll lose it, but I could definitely see them doing something like that again, which is a shame.
Yeah,
so the third match that's been announced, got announced on Raw this week, is Riddle is back. He's medically cleared and he's taking on Seth Rollins. The match that we should have got at SummerSlam that we just didn't get for whatever reason. It's finally going to happen, and I was massively looking forward to it at SummerSlam, and I'm massively looking forward to it again here. I think it's going to be awesome. Riddle continues to get better in the ring every time we see him, and Seth Rollins is obviously one of the GOATs at the moment, and just absolutely great at what he does. So yeah, another really strong feud, I think, for Seth, obviously after the Cody stuff where he lost a lot of it. That's why I'm quite intrigued to get your thoughts on what's going to happen here. Do you think Seth is going to win this because of all the times he lost to Cody, or do you think Riddle's going to get one over on him here as well?
I would like to see Riddle win. I think it just makes more sense to, let Riddle become more credible on the back of defeating Seth. What might happen is we end up with Cody Rhodes somehow involved, because fuck it, Cody can't keep himself away from anything.
I mean, to be fair, if he had the chance to go over to the UK, he fucking would, wouldn't he? Let's be honest. So
it's like the fans over there, they're definitely going to love
him. I mean, we could see a
while to the UK dressed as an American flag. Everyone's going to love it.
we could see a wild Randy Orton appear.
Could do, and turn on Riddle probably.
Oh God, I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah, he could come back and either turn on him or help him.
Here's my prediction. I think Riddle's going to win. He's going to beat Seth. Right? Maybe even clean. Randy's going to come out super proud of him, like the proud dad that he is. RKO leaves. What does it mean? He's done it before. What does it mean? Has he betrayed him? Has he not? I don't
know. Interesting. I think
since a Ric Flair on the way out and he RKO's him as well, because fuck it, why not?
I think if Orton's going to get involved, then he'll probably cost him the match, or he's going to help him win it and then turn on him afterwards. I don't think Riddle will win it clean and then Orton comes out to celebrate or anything like that.
It's fair than my prediction. He's going to wait till the end. He's going to come out and celebrate with him. He's going to come out to burn in my light, and everyone's going to be like, "What the fuck does that mean?"
Hey, nothing you can say. It was a banger, that.
Because he's going to go into a feud with Riddle, and the point is, like, Riddle's going to burn in his light. He's the star here, so the whole thing just makes sense. And there we go to a nice feud. You're welcome.
I do like it. I do think it's a bit early. I think it will happen, but I think they might be moving towards that for Mania, maybe. One of the nights of Mania. It's like they love doing a story like that where the two best friends implode, and then have it kind of culminate at Mania, don't they? So I think maybe a bit too soon yet, but maybe Orton does come back in this one.
You're right, though. They love that as much as, like, how are these two going to coexist?
Yeah.
They love it as much as that.
Standard WWE trope. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I definitely think we could see Randy in some capacity, though, as well.
It's going to get Randy.
Oh, yeah. And the final match, which has been announced already, is do we call it a trios match in WWE, or is it 3-on-3? We've got Bianca Belair teaming with Asuka.
We call it trios, just to make sure they're not sounding the same.
We got Bianca teaming with Asuka and Alexa Bliss to take on the newly formed faction of Bayley, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai.
We need 3 people now because this is a good trio, but we actually haven't got anyone to face them, so let's keep putting people together.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. WWE.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting take. I think obviously when they made their debut and it was like, oh, this is interesting. They haven't really done a whole hell of a lot since. Like, they've been there and they've caused a bit of, they obviously interfered in Alexa and Asuka's matches and stuff like that, which is why it makes sense that they're involved. But I don't really know what the end goal is. Is it for Bayley to win the women's title? Is that what they're going for here? Like, it hasn't really been made super clear. So the fact they've just thrown it together as like a 3-on-3 is, I don't know.
It is unusual. I think Bayley's team are going to win the 3-on-3.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's going to be someone like Alexa taking the fall as well.
Here's a random prediction for you. I think we're going to get a return of the Bayley chant as well, the infamous UK Bayley chant. Hey, Bayley. Because it went over so well last time that I think they're just going to do it again.
We definitely will, to be fair. Like obviously, WWE fans, like in the UK especially, we're so fickle. We'll just boo and cheer, completely different to however people are being booked. Like, just because they can do that chant for Bayley, they'll be cheered that whole match. So the bad guys in this one, 1,000,000%.
Sometimes it's more about the chant than who you're actually rooting for.
Exactly.
Sometimes.
So yeah, I agree. I think bringing them in, they need to give some kind of momentum behind them to kind of obviously have Bayley go up against Bianca. So if the 3 of them come in and lose straight away, it really derails them. So probably makes sense to have the new faction pick up the win. So they're the 4 matches announced, Anthony. So in terms of
see you all next week.
What we're predicting, because obviously we're still 2 weeks away. So the first match, I think we might see Edge teaming up with Rey Mysterio to take on Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Now, it's been brewing for ages on Raw. I actually thought, would we see another 3-on-3 and we'd add Dominic and Rhea Ripley into this, but I don't think WWE have got the balls to do it. For some reason, they hate doing any kind of intergender stuff. Like, they have made Rhea look really strong and kind of beating up Dominic and stuff like that. Well, not really strong. Anyone can beat up Dominic.
So they're scared of doing intergender stuff, but they'll have Rhea beat up a kid.
That's fine. But even this week on Raw, where like Rey Mysterio, like Rhea was begging him, like, hit me, and he wouldn't do it, and it was like, she's like fucking twice your size. She could eat you for breakfast, mate. Like, do you know what I mean? And they were like shying away from it. So I don't know. It's on the one hand, it's all about equality. On the other hand,
he doesn't normally hit though. He normally goes for the old 619, doesn't he? So
this is true. So yeah, I'm gonna go with a tag match here. So we'll probably have Dominic and Rhea Ripley at ringside or something like that. But Edge, Damian Priest it's like stylistically it could be a really good match. Edge and Priest tend to bounce off each other quite well, and you've kind of got Balor and Mysterio to do more of the high flying type stuff. Not that Balor's massively high flying, but he does do some top rope shit, doesn't he? So what do you think? Could we see this match?
Yeah, I think we'll get this, and I think there's definitely like a Dominic joining Judgment Day kind of stuff going on. But I really hate that concept because like Judgment Day really don't need a mardy teenager to really help legitimize them. But I just feel like they've been echoing this betrayal of his father thing a bit too much. That I think definitely going to get this sort of match going on.
I might get.
That we're going to get some sort of turn from Dominic.
I might get a lot of flack for this, and I really don't mean. I'm just doing it just to try and be funny. But essentially, I've always thought of the Judgment Day as a kind of rip-off of House of Black. So essentially, you've got Damian Priest in the Malachi Black role. You've got Finn Balor in the the Buddy Matthews role. You've got Rhea in the Brody King role. So we need Dominic Mysterio in the Julia Hart role.
He's the Julia Hart of it. I love it. It's kind of true though, where they've done it.
Yeah, a little bit. So just the kind of moody teenager.
I mean, they kind of just more like the goth kids from South Park, to be honest. But
massively so. I can't even take them serious anymore.
We should make Dominic Butters.
Yes. Oh, I love it. It has to happen now. But yeah, they're teasing that. But again, is this going to be? It feels like they should have pulled the trigger on Dominic and Ray splitting up ages ago, because it's just been they've had all this kind of up and down and father and son like stuff going on for ages.
We've made our feelings on Dominic very clear. We think, I don't think he should be on the main card or anywhere near this position as soon as he is. He's definitely a bit of nepotism there because of the Mysterio name. But one thing I've been looking forward to that they just haven't delivered on is father versus son. So they need to fucking pull the trigger on this now. Again,
though, is that going to be something they hold off until Mania?
I fucking hope not.
Yeah,
I've killed that conversation. Right, next.
Well, no, I'm just thinking. I still feel like they're going to do that thing with the Rey Mysterio. Basically, gives him his mask, and he retires. It's so fitting to do. There's never going to be a chance to do that again. If you hold off for another couple of years, for example, then it's just not going to work.
So. For me, though, Ray doesn't want to wrestle past 50 or whatever, and he's like 49 now. I'm making these numbers up. But for me, if you set off the feud between the two of them now, right, you could still have a match at Mania in a similar vein, weirdly, to Hogan versus Rock, where they go in as enemies and come out with the respect, and that's when the mask gets handed over.
Yeah.
But we need to start the betrayal of the son right now. No, the betrayal of the father.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Interesting.
Make it happen. I want the Lion King,
bucket,
but in Mysterio form. Right?
I like it. Perfect.
Which, to be fair, in the Lion King, he didn't betray his dad. He thought he killed his dad and ran away, which I'm fine with as a storyline as well.
I mean, has Rey Mysterio got a brother who can eat him? Did you ever notice that in Lion King, by the way? When Simba goes to visit Scar, and Scar's just there eating like a bone. He's basically eating Mufasa.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like a lion skull on the floor.
I mean, to be fair, you don't waste food, do you, in the animal kingdom? So it kind of makes sense.
Exactly.
But
indeed.
Like, how did he even swing that one by everyone? Comes back and he's like, "Oh, he's tragically died." But I mean, let's not waste the food. Like,
well, exactly.
I
think that's why people didn't really notice.
Dragging him back into the cave.
Pretty dark.
That is pretty dark. I mean, so, he's been out the hyenas, and so let's talk about Disney for a while.
yeah, because we never go on massive rants about things that aren't related to the topic.
Isn't there like another thing in like Hercules where he gives him Scar's like skin as like a pelt or something?
I think so. Yeah. There's loads of little references.
It might not be Hercules, but it's definitely something like that where Scar's like skin can be seen as like a rug or a pelt or something like that.
Let us know in the comments, wrestling fans.
Do you like wrestling? Let's talk Disney.
So the next match you shut up. The next match that might happen at Clash of the Castle is the New Day taking on the Viking Raiders. Been doing a lot of stuff on SmackDown, back and forth. It feels like it's got to go somewhere. Now, they might not give this a pay-per-view, premium live event treatment.
This feels like a pre-show.
Yeah, it feels like if it's...
Prepare Space Raiders myself.
Yeah, me too.
Very British.
Indeed. But yeah, I feel like I agree. This is something that might make its way onto the pre-show, or just like a filler match that they need to put in there for whatever reason. But from a feud standpoint in terms of what's going on, I could definitely see this happening.
Oh yeah, I just think it's either pre-show or very early. Well, because you wouldn't do the opener match because the opener match is good. Could be a piss break match, I suppose. But for me, this is a pre-show. This is like, we'll give you this for free, maybe entice you in with it, which is madness. But
yeah, maybe. The next one actually happened a bit out of left field, but obviously we've had Gunther taking on Shinsuke Nakamura for ages now. I think with them coming over to the UK, you can't not include Sheamus. I think you said before, like, where is Sheamus? What's he doing at the minute? I think he should be challenging Gunther for the IC title. I think it's two big men slapping meat. It's what people want to see.
I actually think that'd be a good show. It'd be a quality match. Do we not have any Welsh wrestlers?
We've got Rich Holland, haven't we? He's Welsh.
Okay,
no, he isn't actually. Isn't he like from Wigan? I might have just completely made that up.
Oh, I need to check that now. Bear with me, guys.
I'm pretty sure Rich Holland's
so shocked if he's from Wigan.
He's somewhere really local. I don't know why I thought he was from Wales, but yeah, I can't think of.
Because the style they've given him wouldn't let you think he's from Wigan, because he's like going for more of a Peaky Blinders kind of look, isn't
he? Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure he was like a rugby player for some team in the Northwest. Might have been Leeds or something. For a bit.
Yorkshire? Oh, sorry, he's billed from Yorkshire. Where's he actually from, though?
Doesn't say born in whatever. Assuming on Wikipedia. Normally it goes such and such, born here in this place.
No, I'm not getting a born. I've got billed from. Oh, no, he's actually born in Yorkshire as well. I found the born. He's from Yorkshire.
Fair dues. I wasn't that far.
Great tea.
Either way, not Welsh. So yeah, I don't think we've got any Welsh stars.
We don't got any famous Welsh wrestlers. Yeah, maybe the guy from Yorkshire. Yeah.
Close enough.
Nice one, Carl.
Close enough. But yeah, I think this would make sense. Obviously, Sheamus should be on the card with it being over here in the UK, and I think Gunther's been doing some fantastic matches. I think these two have put on a great show. Like Sheamus and Drew been putting on great matches.
Over in the UK, Gunther as well, because he was NXT UK as a start. So
yeah, and it's it's a match I can't recall ever seeing, but it's a match I think could be really, really good. So that would be what I would like to see. I'd hate for them to do Shinsuke again, because it feels overdone now already. The match itself was fine, but that feud's been going for ages. Shinsuke lost the match, so yeah, bring on Sheamus.
Bring on the Sheamus.
Bring on the Sheamus. So the penultimate match, I believe, that we think might happen is AJ Styles versus The Miz. Now, there's been a lot of stuff going on Raw. I know Miz is obviously aligned with Ciampa at the moment, and we've had Ciampa versus Styles, I believe, or it might have just been a part of that triple threat, I can't remember. But essentially, Miz is constantly getting in AJ's face and getting involved in the stuff he does and things like that. So I feel like we might see something like this. What are your thoughts? Do you think we might see?
Yes.
Indubitably. Because it's kind of a weird thing at the minute with this stuff, because you've got like Miz, AJ, Ciampa, Dexter Lumis stuff is happening around this segment. Bobby with the US titles happening around this thing.
It's a bit of a mixed bag. I could definitely see this happening and it make a little bit of sense. I think, no disrespect to AJ, we're definitely going to get the Miz on the card in some form, because they know the Miz is over, especially with the younger crowd, and it'll be the same for the UK. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like I'm not sure how the card's going to shape out, to be honest with you, in that sense, because like you say, it's a very mixed bag. But yeah, I mean, surely we're not going to get repeats. Thinking Bobby AJ maybe, but it's not going to happen, is it? Again.
Well,
no, I mean, it's the first time ever, so we're not going to have like the second time ever or the third time ever, really.
Well, hopefully
don't
not.
Do that. Don't do repetitive matches.
That would be a very WWE thing to do. Do you think Dexter Lumis is somehow going to be in the crowd again? Just happen to hop a plane and still make his way into the crowd, because it's super believable like that.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they have him in the crowd again. I don't know how well he'd blend into a UK crowd with his great staring eyes.
I mean, yeah, there is that. I mean, we are 2 weeks out as well, so he might have already been debuted by that point, and we might have dropped this thing. So it's all early, stages, isn't it? But in terms of what we're seeing right now, this seems to be the way that I'd imagine that they're going to go with it. I imagine Ciampa will be at ringside as well as Maurice. So
yeah, you just imagine Maurice is at ringside in the UK, yeah.
Oh God, yeah. Wish I had tickets. But yeah, so I think this has got a good chance of happening, but we shall see. And the final match that we think might take place is for the US title, as we just said. So Bobby Lashley. This is a bit out of left field, so you might think I've gone mental with this, but Kevin Owens came back on Raw a couple of days ago, saying he's a prize fighter. He wants a title. At the minute, he can't challenge Roman and stuff like that. So is he going to be challenging for that US title again, maybe?
I mean, could be.
Bobby's a face.
Firstly, though, are you expecting the US title to be defended in the UK?
I mean, maybe.
Okay.
They seem to be getting a bit more legitimacy, don't they? Both the IC title and the US title under Triple H.
I'm loving that. Like, it's one thing we've complained about for ages is the lack of respect on the mid card. So I'm loving to see that.
Well,
I mean, Bobby KO is a bit wild. Have we ever had that before?
I imagine we must have done. But if it was, it's not been for a while. But yeah, it does feel out of left field because
that could be a bit of a dark horse match. That as well could make for a really good match. That.
Yeah, I mean, I can't recall the two facing off, so it would definitely intrigue me. But I think, as we said, it's a bit of a clusterfuck around that US title scene at the moment. And if we are going to go down the route of AJ and The Miz settling their differences, I don't really know who's available to challenge Bobby. So it might be, to your point, they just leave him off the card. Imagine already. Let's
face it, he's good friends with KSI, so chances are he'd be in the UK at some point anyway.
Yeah, he's probably got his prime
drink I know some
stuff to flog over here somewhere, hasn't he? So
no doubt.
Yeah, imagine that. To be fair, I imagine if Logan Paul was coming over, they would have announced it though.
They'd want to announce it.
They're still not sold out, I don't think. So yeah.
What? Really?
Yeah, still got some tickets. So I can see that happening with obviously Kevin Owens coming back and declaring himself as a prize fighter. But early days, and let's see how it shapes up. But yeah, what do you think? Have I missed any, Anthony? Anything else you could potentially see happening on this card? I mean, we haven't mentioned the Usos, any kind of tag team stuff going there. But
I'm fine with that.
I think they might just be, involved in the Roman Drew stuff. To be fair,
again, though, you mentioned the tag scene and you mentioned the Usos. You go, well, the Street Profits aren't really there either, and you think they bring them over?
Yeah, God, I don't want to see that again. My God,
we always get it. It's like a expectation of a pay-per-view now.
Every premium live event has to have that. But no, I do think that they'll sit this one out.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know in terms of traveling, like whether some of them just can't do it or whatever. It's a long flight in it. So
this is true. But yeah, I can't think of anything massively glaringly missing. Might be some stuff on SmackDown, maybe, but I think that would already round it up to 9 matches. Even if I think if you stuck the New Day one on the pre-show, we've got 8 matches for the main card. Tends to be a pretty decent standard amount as well. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go with.
Nice.
That's our early match card predictions. So yeah, let us know. Have we missed something out massively glaringly obvious? Do you think it might go a different way?
The main title, we've totally forgot about that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I think we've covered everything. But yeah, let us know. Do you think something's going to go a completely different way? Do you think some of the announced matches might change? We might get some additions or stuff to that anyway. So it all is up in the air. But yeah, let us know if you enjoyed this early match card predictions. Because obviously we do the winner predictions where the card's pretty much announced, and we do that the week of the premium live event. But yeah, we tried to get ahead of the game and predict this one, so let us know in the comments. And yeah, we're done for another week, another fun-filled week. Nice. We talked This Week in Wrestling. We talked all the craziness of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown under Triple H's regime.
Reign of trips.
Reign, that would make sense. The reign of the game. And AEW also having some pretty good shows as well, with Tonight Show, House of the Dragon, or whatever, House of Dragon, sponsoring it as well. So yeah, and we went pretty deep in the news as well this week. Bit of politics, bit of crazy history lesson.
Lesson, yeah.
Bit of British news for you as well.
We need the wrestling historian for that one. Totally fucking stole his stuff.
Oh, I know. But yeah, so that's it. We're done for another week. We won't be here next week, unfortunately. Don't miss us too much. But we will be back to normal after that. We've just got lives to lead, you know.
It's the summer holidays after all.
Yeah, exactly. Some family time.
Summer break, what do you call it in the States?
What do they call it? We have spring break. It must be summer break, right?
It wouldn't be summer vacation, would it? Because like the whole thing isn't a vacation. I don't know. Anyway. All these.
So yeah, until next week, we will leave you with the one and only Georgia Smith to say goodbye.
Bye.
Hey guys, it's Georgia Smith here, and you've heard me on A2theK. These guys are awesome. Check it out. A2theK.
A2theK.